Om Namo Bhagavate Virajeshwaraya. Today is the Dasami of Magha Masam in Sri Krodhinama Samvatsara. So it is the eve of Ekadasi, which is known as Jaya Ekadasi. It is also dedicated to the Bhishmacharya, so known as Bhishma Ekadasi. So the point of discussion for today is more of ritual observance and practice of a lifestyle which is prescribed by Sanatana Dharma. So what is Sanatana Dharma trying to align an individual with? An individual concept is ultimately not there, but it need to be aligned with a universal concept of existence. So these two universal concept of existence appears as space and time. Scientifically also it is known as time-space continuum. So the dynamic aspect is time, the static or the enclosing aspect is the space, which allows everything to happen, a closed system, and that which keeps moving is the time. So this time and space have a universal mode of manifestation and also an individual mode of manifestation as an individual self or the consciousness. So a point consciousness which sees the universal consciousness and assumes an individuality is the jiva, and that is having a lifespan, and because this pointed single point consciousness assumes always attributes its existence to a upadhi. Upadhi means a container. The container assumed to be a reality. So basically the container here is the body, mind and intellect, whatever is contained within that body. So that is identified as an individual, and it will have a span of existence which is called lifespan. Okay, so during this lifespan, it is not that throughout the lifespan the particular individual consciousness has the exactly same consciousness. Then it is the straight line, there is no movement at all, there is no ECG, there is no going up and down, there is nothing, no spandana will not be there. Then it is neither can be recognized as existence nor can be recognized as non-existence. So there is always a need for this. So Sanatana Dharma divides this into ashramas, phases of life, and each phase is expected to be performed with a certain vratas. So that is what is the prescription given. Prescription given to achieve the goal. So the life has been gained in a human form, and for that human form there is a prescription to achieve the final goal of something called moksha, dharma, artha, kama and moksha. So these are the four things. So what is the ritual? So how it will start? So how we put anything into practice is starting it as a ritual. So you wake up and brush your teeth. So somebody taught you how to brush the teeth. So in childhood I used to brush my teeth with a stick of neem tree. You take that stick and then chew it sufficiently soft and then clean your teeth with it. So then later said, oh, this is all very old-fashioned method. There are some things called the plastic bristled brushes which can be clean, which will clean tooth much better, and there is a paste to glide, all these things. So the ritual is same. You have to brush the teeth is the ritual. And how do we observe that ritual is using certain instruments, whatever are there, and applying our knowledge and abilities to perform that task. Like that, a ritual, brush your teeth, and an observance of that brushing the teeth on a regular basis becomes a nitya karma. So to align these stages of life with the individual to the universal, a set of a brahmacharya ashrama and a grahastha ashrama, a vanaprastha ashrama, sannyasa ashrama, the four ashramas are clearly defined for a lifespan. For within that lifespan, again we see several years cycles. So one lifespan is the biggest cycle. So when we say biggest in the sense at least medium size cycle, because there are several lifespans that an individual goes through. So that is from bandha, the moment one has assumed the individuality to the moment one realizes that there is no individuality and everything what exists is one universal self. Till that point, bandha and moksha, the realization. So from entering this world of multitude and leaving, or the realizing to go out of multitude, that is the moksha. So that is the longest cycle. And the medium cycle is the birth to death. And after that, the observable cycles are years. So every year we will see 6 rutus, and in each rutu there is a heat, cold, rain, all the things keep coming in. Heat, rain and cold in a sequence we keep observing for whatever a number of period, a set of months. So that is that 3 different things in 6 different attitudes they come. So the ritus. So basically every time period has divisions, and each division, a ritu, is supposed to be passed in a way that is comfortable to that comfortable for the individual in that ritu. So in cold weather, we will cover our bodies with warm clothing. In hot weather, we make sure we have loose and breathing clothing and all those things to make ourselves comfortable to live in this world of changing dynamic nature of time. So we started with a ritual saying that everything in the morning you perform a sandhya vandanam, means you surrender to the rising sun and setting sun. Whenever sandhya happens, when a time period of mutually contradicting time periods join together, appear to move, state change happens. That state change is called sandhi. In that sandhi you do a sandhya vandanam, is the ritual. How to do that sandhya vandanam? There is a procedure available, and that need to be customized, personalized for the individual based on the tradition, place of birth, where he has born, how he has born, all those things, he, she. That is the ritual to observance. So the vratas or the observances or whatever need to be performed during one particular stage of life. During the childhood, an individual is expected to study and learn dharmartha, kama, moksha, life and everything. Then he will get into a wedded life, the grahastha ashrama, with a sahadharmacharini or sahadharmachara, wife or husband, the spouse, and then they lead the life, observing again the civil rules and regulations, what need to be adhered to live in a harmonic environment without disturbing the harmony of the environment. And in the process, they will give birth to children and bring up the children and make them good citizens. So all this process will continue. Then at some point in time, people will retire into a forest, means not non-dependent mode, into this forest dwelling, or the vanaprastha is second time study. Like before grahastha ashrama, the mainstream life, somebody has taken a 12-year study. Similarly, a particular number of years of vanaprastha is done, and a guru approach a guru for learning higher Upanishadic knowledge, and then finally conclude that ripen enough for the sannyasa to give up the world. That is the final goal or final achievement or attainment a particular individual life can achieve, to merge completely into the universal consciousness of no bondage or no limitation. Limitation is the bondage. So body, mind and intellect impose the limitation. So container imposes the limitation on what is contained. So like that, a set of rituals are picked up in each ashrama, and those are observed, and they become a practice, and this practice becomes a lifestyle of tradition. So it is the progression of picking up the right rituals for that individual upliftment. So putting them into the observance, and observance becomes a practice, practice becomes a lifestyle or a tradition. So the tradition has been tried and tested for generations of the past, right from sages. Sages have done it and continued handing that over, and they said, okay, this is how a society is protected, this is how an individual is uplifted, this is how an environment is created for Sanatana Dharma, and this is how a Sanatana Dharma is practiced. And over a period of time, there are a lot of times several people in the negative way they wanted to correct, in the positive way they wanted to reform. Both have failed. Both have failed. What remains is the Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma is eternal. Eternally the same thing is happening. If an individual wants to uplift, choose the right rituals of aligning that individual to the supreme, universal, and observe them in a personalized format, then pass them over as a lifestyle to the others who are intending to uplift themselves. There is no evangelism needed. There is nothing that somebody we have to go, okay, this is the biggest secret I am telling you, please like, share, everything. That is not required. When that message of Sanatana Dharma has to reach somebody, it will reach, because the Sanatana Dharma is ingrained, very much ingrained within the self. By rejecting it, an individual puts the individual into a set of troubles, and by that they can go through removing the papas and punyas both. So by enjoying the pleasures, punyas will be nullified. By enjoying the pain, papa will be nullified. And with this process of the lifestyle, everybody will slowly uplift, come to a stage of acceptance of Sanatana Dharma, following the Sanatana Dharma, realizing the final goal of Sanatana Dharma. But the process can be slow or fast based on the time of the yuga. Again, in the Kruta Yuga, it is all given. That Kruta, it is all done. The Dharma is always performed. So that is Kruta Yuga. Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. In the Kali Yuga, only 25% of adherence will be there at the individual level and also in the universal level. But it becomes, it is not a hindrance to actually realizing or achieving the goal by following this. By not following, so dharma rakshati rakshata. By following the dharma, one will get the results associated with the dharma. By not following the dharma, the results associated with that not following the dharma will be experienced by the individuals. With that, reminding once again the great sages of all time, the Rishi Parampara, to my Guru, Swami Virajeshwara Saraswati. Om Namo Bhagavate Virajeshwaraya. Swasti.